Tens of thousands of tons of magma are slowly surging into the city center at the speed of light. The firefighters on high alert dare not let their guard down even for a second. A large number of fire trucks rushed to the scene and used their fronts to support the city's last line of defense, the wall. However, at this moment, the governor suddenly gave an order for all firefighters to shut down their water cannons. They were supposed to open the valves only when the magma reached the edge of the wall, to stop its flow. Everyone present was so nervous that they couldn't even breathe. Soon, the surging magma touched the wall, and even the fire trucks couldn't withstand its tremendous force. The crowd instantly became terrified. The scorching magma ruthlessly engulfed everything around it, turning the entire street into a hell on earth. At this point, the wall was no longer able to hold back the raging magma. Just when everyone was in despair, the supporting helicopter finally arrived at the designated location. Millions of tons of water poured down from the sky, instantly enveloping the entire city in a cloud of steam, emitting intense heat like a sauna. Finally, the flow of magma came to a halt, but before the people could celebrate, the governor received an urgent call. Upon hearing the news, the governor's expression turned to one of utter terror. They had thought the crisis was over, only to find out that the hospital nearby had erupted with magma, reaching several tens of meters high. If they couldn't contain the magma eruption in time, the whole city would be plunged into a sea of flames. However, little did they know, this was just the beginning of the crisis. The reason for this current situation was a powerful earthquake several days prior, causing numerous cracks in the city. To investigate the cause of the disaster, the governor personally descended underground. As they went deeper, the temperature around them continued to rise. Faced with this situation, the governor instantly realized the severity of the matter, especially since the subway was adjacent to this wall. Suddenly, the tunnel shook violently. The two panicked individuals quickly took refuge in an emergency passage, narrowly escaping a disaster. Upon their return, the governor immediately sought out an expert. After a period of observation, they found that the temperature of the water in the city was also abnormal, indicating an impending catastrophe. As predicted, that evening, while she and her colleagues continued their investigation, an unexpected event occurred. Unfortunately, her colleague didn't manage to escape in time, plunging the entire city into darkness. Meanwhile, on the other side, the governor en route to the scene also encountered an accident. In the blink of an eye, the ground was covered in cracks, and rocks spewed relentlessly from the sky. The governor quickly ordered the evacuation of the area, but the situation was already beyond control, with the magma slowly flowing towards the car where his daughter was. In a critical moment, the governor rushed over, ensuring his daughter narrowly escaped. Soon, a large amount of magma gushed out of the ground, slowly encroaching towards the city center. The magma surged towards the city center like a tidal wave. To prevent the magma from harming more people, a large number of firefighters stood at the forefront to block it. Fortunately, through their relentless efforts, they successfully stopped the surging magma. However, at this moment, the people were completely unaware that an even greater crisis was quietly approaching. Upon learning this news, the governor immediately rushed to the scene. However, the experts at the time stated that if they couldn't stop the magma from flowing in time, the entire hospital would become a sea of fire. In a critical moment, the governor suddenly thought of a solution, using the drainage pipes to channel the magma into the sea, thus successfully resolving the crisis. Under the governor's command, a large number of rescue personnel rushed to the vicinity of the hospital, rescuing and relocating the patients and the injured. However, during their study of the map, they discovered that the hospital was situated in a basin area. If the magma were to erupt, it would immediately flow towards the hospital. Just as everyone was at a loss, the governor suddenly noticed a nearby building. He made a bold decision and quickly led the military personnel to the building, placing explosives in various corners. However, at that moment, the fierce magma had already erupted. Fortunately, everything was prepared. During the process of the building's demolition, a child suddenly appeared nearby. Upon seeing this, the governor immediately ordered the operation to be halted, but as he spoke, he noticed his daughter behind the boy. With no time to spare, the governor rushed over. collapsing building fell toward the three of them, but their efforts were not in vain. The gushing magma had already flowed into the nearby sewers. It was the governor's decision that ultimately resolved the crisis and saved the entire city. At that moment, buried under the rubble, the governor and the other two slowly stood up.